DC here. Hi guys. Well, another one of these how to do sessions. I'll try and vlog at the same time. I'm going to make sauerkraut actually today, and it's one of these autumn things where you've got to make it ahead of time, put it in a cool room, so the same room actually where you saw yesterday's apple cider. And yes, that's the water running from upstairs. I think my wife is doing a washing, so it's not actually what maybe some of you might be thinking of. Okay, but that's getting off topic completely. So I've got 8 kilos here of cabbage, big cabbage, and this special, there we are, this special grater, which I'm going to use to grate the cabbage into a rather large strands. Let me see now. Juniper berries here. So juniper. And let me see now. This is fennel. And you need salt. And this is not a meat tenderizer in this case. This is the beet the cabbage. I mean, actually what you do is that you put the cabbage after you've grated it, and you just simply beat it until it expresses its own water. And basically sauerkraut is nothing else but cabbage fermented in its own juice. Okay, so I'll get to work and try and vlog at the same time. I'll be with you in a second. So Mrs. DC's doing a washing upstairs, so we're just going to have to do with the noise that's coming up as it's going. So as I grate this stuff, there, you can see the consistency. It's bigger than just, you know, grating with a normal home grater, but it makes the right size for sauerkraut. So I took the three cabbages and quartered them, and I'm basically going to do this until I'm all done. So I won't make you go through all this, but when I'm a bit further on in the exercise, I'll show you how it's going to be for the last part. Okay, so I've just finished grating all the cabbage. So quite a coleslaw, isn't it? So now the next step actually is to beat it into the dish and make it express its water, which is what I'll be doing now actually. So I mean, as you see, once again, it's a bit like yesterday's thing. It's just a little bit of work, but nothing difficult. I mean, once you've grated all the cabbage, you just bang it until it expresses its water, and that's more or less it. So I'll start, and when I get towards the end, I'll show you again. So we'll close this vid again. Okay, so as you can see, basically I put cabbage in here as it goes, and so cabbage, and just beat it. Yeah, this is not a song actually, it's just beat it until it gives up. You know, it's a bit like a lot of things in life, I guess. If you give enough force, something's got to give. Sometimes it's our nerves, and sometimes actually what gives is our hard core, which finally lets out something better. And I think this is a little bit what I take out of sometimes these experiences. Sometimes you're going to work pretty hard. What gives? Very often actually something that should give. Give something better. Ah, philosophy again. Philosophy through cooking. Happens a lot, doesn't it? You know, cooking is actually very often, or making food and so on, is an extremely humbling experience most of the time. Is how often can you miss something, or it's not quite like you want. You know, of course it can be very gratifying, that's for sure. But, you know, it's experimentation, isn't it? So I'm putting in the spices here. And I'll get back to you when this thing is done. Okay, this is just to show that we're getting there. You can listen to the noise, and you can see that the water is coming. So as soon as that water is slightly more expressed, I'll be able to I'll cover it with a big leaf that I kept, and then press it with a stone. And I'll bring it back to you when I'm at that level. Okay, so here we are. Now, as you see here, the stone is in there, and it's completely underwater. And that is just the water from the cabbage. Now, what I'm going to do here is around here, I'm going to put some water, and then seal it with this, so that it'll finally look like that. And in about, let's say 40 days, 35, 40 days, a bit more than a month, I'll have some nice sauerkraut. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and I'll probably continue a little bit of the vlog, just so that I don't make two vids. Okay, I'm back again. Just finished making that sauerkraut, and I thought I'd make a bit of a vlog, just to add on to it. The last 2 days I've been busy making things like apple juice, apple cider, and the sauerkraut, and just working around. And you know, it wasn't in a way just to show off. I guess it was just because I wanted to show you some of the things that I do. It's some of the things that maybe, you know, because I come from, I say my roots, I put it that way, my roots are from people that were farmers, that maybe there's something that I like about doing things like that, even though I've been living in the city for years. I mean, the roots are there, and I guess there's certain pleasures that don't go away. I guess, like I've showed you, I mean, like when I grind my flour and so on, it's just like something, probably it's the fact is I like, how can I put it, authentic tastes, maybe, you know, get back, is it part of the get back to the nature movement? I don't know, because I mean, it's not like I'm one of these ecologists, you know, or, you know, I like nature, but I mean, I'm not like a tree hugger or something like that, but I do like, you know, just these natural things, the taste of things that have been made with yourself. I mean, it's part of probably a challenge also to do it. I mean, I wanted to prove myself one time that I could do these things, and I had the chance, and yeah, I mean, I can do it. One other thing I wanted to chat about actually is, you know, it's maybe a bit of all these things. It's a bit of like down to home. It's part of my nature. I mean, I was on the train, for example, this week, and I was thinking about, you know, just the fact of being home, being with my wife, with the family, and you get that kind of fuzzy feeling when you're sitting in the train and you're looking around and you think, well, you know, things are not perfect. Things are never perfect. I mean, work is difficult at times. There's problems. It can be at home or so on. I mean, there's all types of things. Nobody has a perfect surroundings. Nobody has a perfect job, and so on. You know, but I was just thinking, well, you know, I'm happy. I made this video the other day, you know, being content. It barely fits into that, I guess. And yeah, how could I say this? Is it since I've been on the YouTube community, I've met a lot of people that actually think like myself. Some that don't think like me, but like to discuss, like to chat, to debate even. And it's actually a lot of fun. So, you know, I like to show things, and I like to see things as well. I mean, you know, so many people out there. I've often named the Blue Flamingo. I mean, I'll name him again. I mean, I love looking at his, and Puck's Angel. I won't call it Julie this time. I'll call it Puck's Angel. Their vids are a lot of fun. Melissa, Irene, a lot of others. I'm not going to forget actually Feckwig as well. Feckwig with his taxi vlogs, and I got one guy I just can't forget, because I love looking at his little vids, and lately actually he's had a few really nice ones actually. Is NA Trancho Relaxo. Yeah, the last few vids were a lot of fun. And, you know, I mean, there's so many. I mean, don't be insulted if I forgot you actually, because there's just too many of you. But, you know, there's so many things that we've learned. And, well, I'll mention one other person, actually, Bumptious Bob has said that many times, you know, I mean, how we go through almost a learning process with YouTube, and you know, all of us, myself included, we can get kind of saturated at times. But that's just the way life is, you know. Sometimes we're all full of go, and sometimes it kind of petters out. I'm gonna have to stop actually because I see the time, and if I want to put the other stuff in there. So this is DC signing off, and take care.